Hey there, it's your boy Foxy, back for more relationship stories. Husband told me that he's leaving me. Then he became mad that I didn't seem that heartbroken. Plus update. Original post. About 2 weeks ago, I was on my way out to a work outing with my coworkers when my husband told me he wanted to talk to me. He said he's met someone new and that he wanted to leave me. We have been together for 15 years, married for over 10. We have 2 children together. The feelings I had were a mixture of relief and immense pain, but mostly relief. We haven't been happy for at least 3 years, and beside bedroom activities and the children, we have nothing in common anymore. We live 2 completely different and separate lives but under the same roof. I felt relief that one of us was courageous enough to pull the plug. I can't explain why I felt the pain though. He talked on about how we were going to do this, the children, the house, and so on. He said that he had found a 1-bedroom and that he was moving out until everything was settled and I could keep the house and other stuff. When he was finished, I was about an hour late to the outing. I ordered an Uber and chose to wait for it outside. I got a text from one of my coworkers, Mark, that I was so late it wasn't even fashionable anymore. I took my phone to answer him, but I guess I got a text from my husband at the same time, so I texted him this, in my language. "Oh Mark, you don't know the half of it. My husband was dumping me, so that took a minute. I guess I'm free now." And a laughing emoji. "Tell you more when I see you. I'm on my way." Since the beginning of the year, many of my coworkers were splitting and getting divorced. We were saying that our department was being cursed, until Mark, the most recent one to separate, still going through divorce, jokingly said it wasn't a curse, it was freedom. I was referring to that, but my husband, who got the text instead of Mark, was angry about how indifferent I was to start joking 5 minutes after I was told my 15-year relationship was over. I explained about the curse to him, but he didn't care to listen. Now he is refusing to move out and has gone back on the divorce. He doesn't speak to me and refuses to answer when I ask when he was moving out. One of the last conversations we had, he told me that he was planning on being generous with me during the divorce, but now he's going to take me for everything I've got and held dear. I told him that he can't, because freedom is what I held dear. He slapped me hard across my face. This is the first time he ever done this. Later, I heard him crying in the bathroom. I'm 42, my husband is 45, and our children are 12 and 11 boys. Should I apologize about that text? It wasn't meant for him, but still, why does he care when he's already moving on? Edit, I need to clarify 2 things. 1. Yes, my husband has someone new. He wasn't lying about it. A 25 or 26-year-old that he works with. I don't know if he is sleeping with her or just fallen in love with, and therefore was asking for divorce before acting on his feelings. I believe it's the latter. He has rented an apartment and was going to move out after telling me. He hasn't yet. I can't move out because I want to be with my children. 2. No, I'm not having an affair with Mark. It happened that he was the one texting me when I ran late to the work outing. But I've been talking to him about what happened, and he feels somewhat guilty. We're a bit closer now, but I'm not a cheater. And even if something happens between Mark and me, I'm waiting until divorce. Or at least the separation is public if the divorce drags out for years like my husband now seems to want. I have self-respect, and I have my boys to think about, so I would never cheat, neither physically nor emotionally. Now for the top comments before reading the update. So he cheated on you, got mad you weren't heartbroken over it, and so decided to hit you. You hurt his baby ego. Get a lawyer. I already have a lawyer. When he told me we were divorcing, I hired one. We don't have much assets, so there won't be problems, but he said he was moving out 2 weeks ago, but still he's living with us. I've moved to the living room. Do not give this man an apology. He got physical with you. You don't owe him anything. Please document everything. He is starting to emotionally and now physically mistreat you because he doesn't feel in control of the situation. Next time, call the police immediately. You can get a restraining order and make him leave. Also, didn't he say he met someone? If he did, he was cheating and you need to get evidence for the divorce. Don't apologize for the text. Why would you? He is butthurt because he didn't get a chance to devastate you. Maybe he wanted you to play the pick-me dance for him. And what the heck is he crying for? He literally did this all to himself. I also thought it was ridiculous that he was crying when it was my face that was throbbing from his slap. Now for the update. Good morning, everyone. I'm glad to inform you that I've found an apartment that's going to be available in September. I'm really relieved because now I don't have to feel like I'm trapped with an ex who doesn't know what he wants. I'm filing for divorce when I've moved out with my children, and hopefully he's going to be civil. Unfortunately, I had to be the one telling my children that we're separating because he refused to break the news together with me. My heart is broken and I've been crying ever since. The look in their eyes of being let down makes me regret getting to this stage in our relationship without trying to fix it. My youngest asked me if he could do something to fix it, maybe be a better son. God, I hope they forgive us for breaking up their home. My husband is acting very weird. He's apologized profusely for hurting me, and he is trying to initiate intimacy with me, and I find it weird and so wrong. He also told me his new girl wants children and he doesn't. He had vasectomy after our children, so I don't know how he's going to do it. He also talked about having her moving into our home if I left. I told him that he needed to think about our sons. I'm not allowing him to introduce a new person in their life so fast, and without it being a serious relationship. He asked me why I was jealous, and I told him I wasn't. I just don't want my children to experience instability. So if he's going to let her move in, the children are staying with me until his relationship is serious. He's already having problems with this new girl before they even moved in together, and he wanted her in my sons' lives. He said again I was jealous, so I dropped it. Finally, he asked me where we went wrong. I couldn't answer him at first, but then I told him that we were probably never right. You've hit your wife. Maybe it took you 15 years to show your real self, but you did it in the end, and I would never have loved a man who does this to his wife. So, we were never right. He cried. When you go for the divorce, have your attorney put a clause in there that he can have no other adults stay overnight while the kids are there. I didn't think it would work, but that's the only good thing that came from my divorce. I am the guy. Is that possible? Absolutely. She filed for divorce and thought she would move in with her boyfriend with our daughter. I asked my attorney to ask for that in my reply. The judge agreed, and it was added to the papers and filed. My children are 11 and 12. If it goes to court, whatever they want will be taken into consideration. But let's hope it doesn't come to that. Seriously, I am stunned. So he had an affair, leaving the marriage, and upset about you texting to your coworker because of it, and giving you difficult time and delaying divorce. He is next level. This forum is just opening my eyes to how cruel and unforgiving people can be. All the best. Hope you get to a happy place soon. Yes, your comment sums it up pretty accurately. But I also think he's delaying the divorce because he's having trouble in his relationship. I'm 100% sure if he didn't have problems with her, he already would have dropped me and moved out. Oh, I see what you are saying. Great, it's not your problem anymore. By the way, based on all of the things you have described, he seems a little unhinged. He letting go of common decency with slapping you, saying you are jealous. Just trying to inflict pain for his failures, I guess. You will have to co-parent, so it's good that you are not engaging. I am not getting why did you feel like you had to apologize to him? Is it because you were already checked out? In any case, good riddance, go out and have fun. You have your kids and independence. Our relationship hasn't been good in years, but we never fought or had any disagreements, so it was going smoothly. I think he met this new girl and was excited about life again, until they started having problems. He has always been a bad loser, so probably me feeling free while he feels he needs to start over, felt like he's losing. I suggested he found a woman who is also in his stage of life, or at least a single mom or child-free. He's stupid thinking a young girl would want to live a life of a 45-year-old man. But he just thinks I'm jealous, so I'm not trying to give him advice anymore. Him slapping me was the worst and most shocking. I never knew he was capable of doing it, but it made our separation final. I don't know if he also was shocked because he's crying all the time. Now for the last story. Update: I hate that my boyfriend is a gamer. Original post: my boyfriend, 28 male, and I, 21 female, have been together for about 6 months now, but we were FWB for about a year and a half before that. We've also been living together for about 5 months now, and this is my first time ever living with a partner. I'm currently 32 weeks pregnant with our son. He's put off quite a lot because he would rather be gaming. I've done all the baby stuff, went to all the doctor's appointments myself. I do most of the cooking and cleaning. It makes me feel like we're just roommates. He gets up maybe an hour before work, goes to work, comes home, and will game until he has like 4 to 5 hours of sleep left before he has to wake up. That's all he does: game, sleep, work, smoke weed, maybe some bedroom fun, and eat. I understand how fun and how much of an escape video games can be. I love to game myself. I just haven't had time for it because I've been trying to get things ready for the baby, and took up more shifts at work to save up. It makes me resentful and jealous that he can do his fun things but I can't. Someone has to do the work, and it's all fallen on me. Recently, I've been getting after my boyfriend about him helping me with the nursery. There's still so much left to do, and he promised me weeks ago that this is something we would work on together. I'm the only one that's done anything for it so far, and honestly, I'm the only one that's done anything baby-related throughout my pregnancy. When he asked me to move in, he made a lot of promises that he hasn't kept up with. I've told him how I feel about it before, and we recently had a big fight. I asked him a question, and he told me to get lost because he was playing his game, and he ignored me every time I tried to talk to him. So, I took my phone out and shut off the internet using the app. He absolutely lost it, like it scared me, and I asked him to leave. He called me all kinds of names and said I was ungrateful and that he should break up with me over something like that. I really didn't think he would blow up like that. I was just frustrated and tried to get his attention. He left that night and stayed at his brother's place. He said he won't come home yet and I apologized. I feel like I crossed a line I didn't know would just make everything fall apart. I feel like he really does hate me now. I don't know how else to apologize. I just wish things were different. Edit, I'd like to add that when I found out that I was pregnant and told him, he had to convince me to go through with the pregnancy and made many false promises to be better and to be a good parent. Now for the top comments before reading the update. If I did the math right, you were pregnant before you made it official. It sounds like he does not want this relationship, this family, and whatnot, but is going through with it because he knocked you up and feels responsible. This is a relationship where the bricks are made of all the wrong materials. You need trust, love, respect, communication, dedication, and you have none of that. You have a man who is having a whole lot of regrets, throwing a tantrum because, I am guessing, he feels his life is ruined. He probably hates that this is happening. You can't change his mind of that. You can't change his behavior, his attitude, or his outlook on his newfound reality. You don't have a family with him. You don't have the foundation of a home with him. You and this baby deserve better, and I hope someday you find just that. Yes, we weren't together when I got pregnant, and we made it official after I found out. The crazy thing is that I didn't even suggest that we make it official or that I move in. That was all his idea. I didn't even think that we should keep the baby if I'm honest, but he convinced me that we should, and that everything would be okay. I feel like such an idiot for even trusting that things would be different. It could be some values he was raised on. It might have even seemed exciting at first, until he realized that families require effort, work, and maintenance, not video games, and cracking a cold one with the boys while mama does everything. You deserve so much better. He should apologize to you. He's neglecting his family and refusing to take accountability. You don't have a boyfriend. You have an extra child. It feels like that sometimes. I'm always cleaning up after him. I've never even seen him do a single load of laundry once I moved in. Slight update. I don't want to post a full update yet, but he's decided to come back home today, so hopefully we can talk and maybe work things through. But I doubt it'll be any more productive than our previous conversations. I am going to give him an ultimatum though, as much as I hate to, but something has to change. Now for the full update. So he came home yesterday and I told him I wanted to sit down and talk things through. I told him that the way that he acted wasn't acceptable, and that I won't be tolerating anything like that again. I also said that I would need to see him help me out around the house more. He apologized for how he acted. He even brought me flowers. We both had off from work, so he took me out to eat. I've been craving Mexican, so he took me to my favorite Mexican restaurant. Everything seemed like it was resolved. When we got home from work, I took a shower and he said that we could work on the nursery together once I was done. By the time I got out and dried my hair, he was playing on the computer again. I tried not to get frustrated and waited until he was done with a game to try to get his attention. He just gestured at me to leave him alone, and said in a few minutes he would log off. I went and did some laundry while I was waiting for about a half hour and came back. This time when I tried to get his attention, he was much more annoyed and said that he would get to it tomorrow, but he would come to bed with me tonight. So, I just gave up and went to bed early since I was tired anyways. I woke up hours later, around when he goes to bed. I could still hear him yelling on his game. I got up and asked him to come to bed. I guess his friends that he was playing with heard me, and he just started mocking me and making jokes. I could tell that he was pretty drunk. I reminded him about our talk and how I can't put up with this forever. He jokingly asked if I would turn off the internet again, and I said that I would, if that's what it takes for him to actually do something. You could see the switch flip in him, and he picked up a spare keyboard he just had on his desk, and chucked it at me. Started yelling at me, and absolutely lost it like he did the other day. Well, I packed my things and just left to go to my parents'. At first he made fun of me, called me names, then he started crying and apologizing. I didn't say a thing, grabbed what I could, and took my car to my parents'. I called them on the way, so they welcomed me in, and I went straight to my old room. I didn't sleep at all last night, and I called out of work for today. I'm just done. I don't know why I expected anything to change. Good on you leaving after he threw things at you while drunkenly insulting you. Tomorrow, or whenever you are ready, go back there and collect all your stuff and leave. Bring your parents or friends with you to help pack. This isn't a healthy place for you anymore. I asked my friends to go with me tomorrow while he's at work to get my things. I haven't told them all the whole story, but they're down to go with me, no questions asked, so that was nice. You have good friends. Make absolute sure to keep track of what you're taking, either through photos or a written list, in case he tries to get all uppity about you taking things that belong to him, and get cops involved. If he's as petty as he sounds, it's a possibility you might need to prepare for. When I was a lot younger and dumber, I ruined a relationship with my gaming. The first half of what you wrote sounded similar to how I behaved, up until the throwing of the keyboard. I deserve to get dumped, and your dude deserves to never hear or see you again. I've known a lot of violent men in my life, used to be friends with some. Don't let that dude ever guilt trip you into going back. He'll never change, the violence will only ever escalate. Good on you for leaving, but don't make the mistake of thinking he'll change for you. There's a difference between bad habits and violence. It sounds like OP subconsciously knew that he was capable of lying and manipulation beforehand. Considering his level of maturity just before and during the stress of a new baby, it sounds like it would have only escalated from there. Always better safe than sorry. Once boundaries are broken, it takes a mature person with integrity to possibly go back into those boundaries. That guy doesn't sound like that type. Now for the last update. Apparently, he had had some outbursts at work in the past, which I knew. So I asked our coworker if they had footage of that, since they film everything. And there's footage of a freak out, and of him doing it with a coworker in the back room. So today has just been a great day.